guys, this is Jessica. I'm here at CrossFit Jääkarhu, and today I want to kind of share some tips and pointers about the kipping pull-up with you guys. But first, I want to emphasize the importance of kind of mastering a strict pull-up. Not a lot of strict pull-ups, but just being able to get one or two in, developing that strength in the vertical pull. But the biggest reason why we recommend that you get a strict pull-up before you move into kipping is shoulder safety, shoulder control. So you're moving, it's a dynamic movement with that kip, and you want to be able to support your body weight and control so that we can prevent injury in the kipping pull-ups. The kip, you can still learn the kip while you're learning your strict pull-up or trying to get your strict pull-up. This is a great opportunity to start learning how to use your hips for the kipping pull-up. Okay? So, onto the kipping pull-up. Start with a couple of things being kind of body placement, hand placement, arms. So hands, I always tell everybody, hands right outside the shoulders. You never want to go too narrow. Your goal here is to try and shorten your range of motion, being more efficient. Thumbs wrapped, it's a great debate. Okay, do I go thumbs over monkey grip or do I go thumbs wrapped? I tell all of my athletes thumbs wrapped, and this is why. One, less ripping. So when your thumb is wrapped, you start to rotate more through that wrist and less through the palm of the hand. Skill transfer, all of the movements, dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell movements. We wrap our thumbs, right? And then shoulder, okay? So by placing that thumb around the bar, allows that shoulder to get into a better position for the external rotation, again, keeping you strong and stable into your kipping pull-up. Second, hips, okay? This is the biggest key to the kipping pull-up. Hips equals power, equals efficiency, equals CrossFit, right? So one of the things that I use to describe this is the reverse vertical jump. So I tell my athletes, if you were trying to touch the ceiling, if I were going to ask you to try to jump up as high as you can, touch the ceiling, you're not going to half-ass jump, load, and go. Okay? You're going to load the hips, and you're going to be aggressive with arms, and you're going to jump, okay? Trying to get up as high as you can. Same thing with the kipping pull-up, except it's reversed. So instead of loading with the hips bent, you're loading with the hips at full extension, so you're trying to get into that biggest Superman position that you can, and then from there you're driving the hips forward and up into the bar. Okay? So again, hips, this is going to be your biggest factor when you start trying to connect 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, whatever your goal is. That requires the least amount of energy possible. Okay, so hips are going to be the money maker here. Not only hips here, but learning hip power and that driving power, it's also going to transfer into other movements, barbell movements, kettlebell movements, dumbbell movements, box jumps. Everything that we pretty much do in CrossFit requires some type of hip power and being explosive. Elbows, okay? Elbows, keeping elbows inside the body. So when you pull, I want you to think about driving the elbows inside the body. What this does is this engages the lats and requires less from your biceps and shoulders. So this is a very large muscle group. This is a smaller assisting muscle group here. So we're going to hop on the pull-up bar, kind of walk you through a little bit of that kipping pull-up. So here, hands are placed right outside. I've got my shoulders. So in here you can already see, I feel like I'm in a very strong, stable position versus going monkey grip here. So immediately get into an active shoulder. Then from here, I'm going to load. Each time. So when I come back off of the bar, when I come back from chin above the bar, I aggressively drive my hips back, load, and they're ready to go for the next set. So the entire movement of the kip is very dynamic. It's very explosive. You've got to be aggressive. Biggest key is being aggressive. So treat it like you would a barbell movement. You're going for a snatch PR. You're going to be as aggressive as hell. Same thing in gymnastics. Everything is made to look very smooth, very elegant, graceful, easy. So kind of going back to what Greg Glassman says, performing the common uncommonly well. And so that's what we do. We want to do with our gymnastics movement. So the goal is make it look simple, but it's actually very aggressive. So, guys, thanks for staying tuned, listening. If there's anything else, this is the first series in our gymnastics video. If there's any other movements that you want to see, you want me to talk about, break down, a little bit of tips and tricks, post it in the comment section of this video. You can also email me at jessica@carhustrength.com.